previously on Understanding a Man.
What was I talking about? Feed me and it'll come right back.
So you were talking about how you don't want to automate your debt payments.
Yeah. Thank you very much. To be financially debt free takes a lot of intentionality. Mm. And when it's automated, you lose touch with what's the balance. Oh, well, how much are they charging me in APR? Oh my God, only $25 went to my principal, but the $150 above and beyond that went to interest only. You see what I mean? So when you touch it, when you actually make a manual payment, that means that you're touching it, you're seeing it, and more importantly, you're feeling it. So that feeling can begin to bring you out of the debt, right?
It's a bad feeling. Ooh, it's a bad feeling. Every time I click, I'm sorry, I had a moment.
No, and listen, what our economic environment has caused us to do is to be detached from seeing, from feeling, right? That's why they make it so easy to swipe. But that's not serving us. So I ask the question, is this best serving you? And if the answer is no, well then shoot, let's reverse it. Only you can control it. They can't control it. They can only suggest it.
And now for the final episode of Refinance Your Mind.
Charles, you should not have a fund for a $20,000 ring. We're going to talk about that offline. I think that
why not, though? That's the question.
No big. I feel like Pac. Shoot a shot.
I'm sorry.
I'm coming in.
What the woman of God said? She said, what is your vision? I believe when we talking about a ring, I believe the ring has to be a big investment because the ring speaks when you're not around.
Oh.
If you don't, man, so you about to change the whole topic, man. What are you talking about?
You did. You did. You started it.
You feel like that the ring, it speaks when you're not. So a regular ring don't. So
no, but
I won't even say regular. So
I'm not talking about size.
Yep.
I'm talking about the heart of your investment and the way that she feels about the ring speaks when you're not around. Mm-hmm. So if I invest something that I know is the best, absolute best that I can do in the woman that I love, then she's gonna wear that ring confidently because it's gonna be something that she wants.
So she won't wear it. Go ahead, Charles.
What I'm saying is,
throw us all away, Charles. Go ahead. Just throw us away. Go ahead.
If you're giving your woman something that she wants and it's the best that you can do. So if my envision is to give her something that's $15,000 or $20,000, right? Mm-hmm. When she's at Lenox Mall without me and somebody's looking at her and they see the investment that I made in the woman that I love, they'll be a little bit hesitant in the way that they try to approach it.
Those are lies. They don't care.
Some of them
don't care.
But I'm not gonna choose no trash woman that's gonna be, deterred by the advances of some other man. So you're saying that you know what? I'm sorry. You might not like my $20,000 engagement ring, but I'm telling you that the woman of God will appreciate it.
Let me tell you something.
You know what? This is clearly 1 against 3. I don't even want to do this right now because I know they're gonna roll with you on this one. But
well, here's the thing. Like, so for some women, the ring is not the most important investment in the union, right?
No,
but
for me,
again,
I think
go ahead.
For
Lexi.
me, it would be, to your point, Charles, the best of what you can do,
Right.
So the sacrifices
Correct.
that you've made, that speaks a lot. It's not easily pulling out $20,000 because you could afford it. It's the nights where you took extra shifts, and you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and I would wear that even if it was just $5,000, $2,000.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I want to go with that.
Hard for it.
Yes.
I would be proud. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, because there's a lot that also comes with that. Is how you are making me feel
Yes.
Now we are in control of our own feelings and emotions. Let me make sure that I put a lot of emphasis on that as well, right? We're responsible for our own happiness. The other person adds to it. But the point is that how you're making me feel from a confidence standpoint, a committal standpoint, all of those play into then the ring, right? And so if you are choosing a woman of God, and let's just say the engagement did not materialize into marriage as mine did not, right? I felt so compelled internally to return the ring because he had worked so hard for it, and I knew that he didn't have any strong financial security.
Man, I would not have done that. Thank God bless you. Okay, see, that's great.
Yeah, that's great.
Go do that.
You know what I mean? It was a $5,000 ring, and I knew he was making payments.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, we didn't work out. So go ahead and return this. That way it relinquishes that burden.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And I wanted to be clear that I don't put a premium on the amount. The amount is a part of my business.
Right.
You know, I put a premium on the strength of the relationship.
Correct.
But see, that's where I was clean it up, man, because that's where I was going with it, of the whole 20 versus somebody that might be at 3 or 5. That's the best that they can do. So I don't want the 3s and 5s to feel like the 20 don't mean the same.
No, we would never take. I would never take a shot at what the best that somebody could do in their financial position. Yeah. My thing is, you know me, I put a premium on the health of the relationship and the foundation of the relationship. Right. The foundation is strong. The friendship is strong. The communication is strong. The vision is understood. Now, this is the woman that I want to be with. Let me give her the best thing I can come up with that she's going to love.
Right.
I think also with maybe that woman's financial love language also, you know, in consideration, because if a man had said, Alexis, look what I did. I just spent $15,000 on this beautiful ring. And I'm thinking, well, gee, we could have invested in that. We could have gotten our first house together. You know, I have my own house. Maybe you don't have yours, or maybe you do, but we could have done something with that money together. So it's like you didn't consider my financial love language.
Absolutely. But I think that's really critical what you just said, Alexis, because there are people who have been in that situation to whereas I'm kind of like, I'm walking up to Ashaunda like, ta-da, like this is what I got. And Ashaunda's like, we could have saved that. And now I'm like, I'm not getting the ta-da feeling from you. Like I gave you, hey, and you're like, I love you just as much as you love me. I just wanted us to save that. And I'm like, well, I wanted to spend it on you. And then boom. And now I would not be able to process.
Right.
How could you not feel like that I am boom? And it can go two different. I think that's a good tap into why a person's financial love language does make sense, because you guys, you have to understand where the other person is coming from and then love them in that same space.
We need to take the stimulus check. We're going to send you your stimulus check real soon so that Wi-Fi can be stimulated. But so to your point though, seriously,
I hate y'all.
I think it's important also that it depends on the pot of money and the purpose for that pot of money. Or what do I mean? If it's an engagement ring, for example, well, that's not a pot of money that I own, that I had, that I contributed towards saving. That was something that my fiance did on his own and wanted to bless me with. In that regards, I have now hear me, I don't believe I have a right to infuse my financial love language on his dollars and his investment.
Okay?
That's a good point.
I think that's real good. Ooh.
That's a great point.
Like real talk. Now, on the other hand, if this is something that we've been working towards and we've been saving collectively for, and then you go run out and buy me a car and say, boom, bro.
No, absolutely not.
Ooh,
right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Conversation.
It don't work like that.
Yeah, man, that's so good, because these are real scenarios that happen, and then the other person's like, what did I do wrong?
Yes.
And I agree also with that perspective, but I think if you, with that in mind, so, you have your ring on and goes back to that feeling of pride of wearing the ring. And now it's like, I got to be reminded of that house we never got, the plans that we had, that for some reason you wanted to satisfy your financial love language instead of mine, in consideration. So it's the feeling that once you put the ring on, maybe you don't feel as good about wearing it for that reason.
And I think
can I challenge that really quickly?
Yes.
From woman to woman, respectfully?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know how much the ring costs unless I went and did some research on it.
True.
Right?
I guess I'm just assuming that we do know at that point, and of course, I wouldn't want to know personally.
Right. So that's where I believe that we have to operate in a space of giving that man freedom, right? Like he's literally showing us how he feels about us. And I think that has to be a freeing situation. I think we have to remove ourselves from that decision. I believe it's the decisions that we make moving forward that we have to really give credence to our financial love language.
And Ms. Davis,
I respect that.
Okay.
Ms. Davis, like the thing that I feel like is important is a gift. I cannot determine what you consider a gift as.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't tell you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So here's what I'm thinking is, this is the money that I have allotted for a ring.
Correct.
Now, through building relationship with her, now I can determine if she's going to want something. If we go look and she's looking at everything that's in that 10 range, that 12 range, that 15 range, I already know that I have 20 set aside for her.
Yeah, like a $19 ring too. That's like
drink some of your drink.
That's real popular.
But if you're encountering a woman who's saying, look, it don't have to listen. I value more of where we're gonna live or this kind of stuff. You can get me something at $5,000 at most, and I would be happy. Long as it's this type of cut, this is what I want, da da da. And then what you do, the gift to her is the other $15,000 for your future. And so that's the way that I look at it. It's not, I saved $20,000 and you're gonna get a $20,000 ring.
Correct.
No, that's not the case. It's about a gift, and it's about the heart that comes behind the preparation.
Yes.
Right. I think there has to be some financial maturity in some of those decisions. And what I was trying to explain is sometimes if the financial maturity isn't at the core, then you as a woman, you've accepted your ring. You're thinking, okay, this is great. We start building our future. And then 3 months down the road, you realize he couldn't afford that ring. And so now that becomes a problem in your relationship.
Yes, right.
Because it's like he's still making payments. And now those payments you guys are now upside down financially.
Right.
That's where I was trying to go, is just that.
That's good.
That's real.
Have that control and do whatever they would like to express their love for us. But with financial maturity, I think, in the core, so that I'm not pulled into the situation and now it's messy and toxic.
Absolutely. I can understand and respect that.
Thank you for bringing up this topic.
This was a good one. Yeah.
Hey.
Was it Elam with the 20K?
Elam.
No.
He had to anchor in on that one. He couldn't get his mind to accept 20K ring.
No, I mean but I think a lot is placed in that area, and so I mean, I'll be honest. I think what I purchased was nowhere near what I see guys do right now. Nowhere near, right? I think that if it's something that you can afford, so be it. But I'm challenged sometimes when some of our young ladies walk into it saying, I need this dollar amount ring. I'm caught up on that, and I don't see anything about a ring in the Bible for the woman of God. And so I'm trying to figure out the fact that that De Beers came up with something, 100 years ago that we all now fall into. So we have to pay attention to marketing and my love and all that. And
I agree.
So that's why
it goes back to the mindset what you were speaking about earlier in your first book that you said. It really goes back to that mindset of what we deem is important. And I had someone tell me, actually had a couple of people, they will name, I guess, nameless. We're not going to say any names, but so there are some people that would rather make mentions of, oh, I have, you know, when you met me, and this is me just making an observation. I heard a woman tell another man, when you met me, I was in red bottoms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yes, you were in red bottoms, but you were still reaching out to him for like petty cash. Hey, I need money to pay my phone bill. Hey,
Come
I
on,
need
petty cash.
you know, little odds and ends where it's like, why showboat that you have on these Balenciagas and your red bottoms and things like that? I had my car, I have a 2013 Nissan Rogue that's paid off.
Yeah.
I had a young lady tell me, she made a joke about it. She's not fond of me, but she said, hey, you drive a 99 Blazer. And I said, she was basically trying to say, you have an old car.
Sure.
My car is paid off.
There you go.
Parked in front of the house that I own.
Hello.
You know, second of all.
Hello, somebody.
It made me say, wow, you and I, we can't even have an intelligent conversation because your mindset is different. So it's like, I don't really understand your language whatsoever, because what's wrong with driving a car that is paid off in great condition? Absolutely. I just didn't get it. I didn't get that kind of shade but that goes back to the mindset, you know?
It goes back to the mindset, and it also goes a step further to what you said just a moment ago, to maturity.
Oh yeah, true.
Right? So let's give a classic example. Person A could be on the financial starting blocks of financial stability, security, and working towards freedom, but they're still in the starting blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Alexis, you done took 2 trips around the track. You circled her already in terms of your mindset, right? Being free from a car note, right? Being free where you're going to have your home paid off. And even if you choose to not allow that to be your forever home, then that could be your investment property if you so choose, or you offload it and take the profit and the proceeds.
Exactly. And
right?
I didn't think, I mean, that's not a bad space to be in. I would rather that than a car that I can't afford just for social acceptance, you know, and I invest in things that are important to me, and maybe red bottoms and apartments are your lifestyle, and that's fine, but don't for me when I'm just trying to be financially mature so that I can add value to whomever I'm dating and seek to marry, because I took care of my business first as a single person.
So I'm gonna tell you, and I'll share my story, because again, I didn't come from this space always. I think all of us have experienced failures as well as successes, right? It's what you do. And there's a title of a book by John C. Maxwell, Fail Forward, right? So my first car I purchased, it was a used vehicle, had a loan. I had to junk it, was going through Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. I took the money out of that Roth IRA from that second financial advisor who told me to establish it. I bought a cash car. I think Elam and I were talking about this. It was a 1998 Ford Probe?
Come on.
Like that. Right? And I felt good in the car until I moved to Atlanta. Let's now be real. Now I'm looking at elevating and scaling my business, but I'm driving this 1990 something Ford Probe, and I see your Range Rovers, Land Rovers, every over on either side of me, and it's starting to make me feel a way. But who has control of my emotions? We talked about that's it. We do. We talk, and so even the lack of money can make us make irrational decisions, right? So I found myself in a position where now that car, I had to junk it as well, but it gave me so many miles, I don't remember how many, but it lasted for about 5 years. So it did what it was supposed to do. Coming to the close, I now have 2 vehicles totally paid off. So if one goes down, I don't even have to call Uber. Do you hear me, somebody?
Come on, sir.
I hear you. Come on, me.
So I say that not from a braggadocious.
No, I get it.
Because it's a Volvo with S60 and a Jeep Patriot. We're not talking about the Rovers of the world. We're not talking about the BMWs or Mercedes.
Hello?
I wanted reliability.
Come on.
Right? as well as some style. Give me some style.
Yeah.
That's
Come on,
good.
give me some credit. It's not a Blazer, honey. It's a Nissan Rogue.
There you go. There you go. So I think financial maturity is different from being somewhat financially astute.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually okay for those that might have. I think sometimes people feel like that they're so far gone that they don't want to come back. And so no matter what space, and hopefully y'all can still hear me. Okay, y'all can hear you. Okay. I'm looking at Alexis's face, tells me whether y'all can hear me or not. She start clowning immediately.
You know, yeah, that's true. I can tell it all.
So but it's okay to to come back. Yes. And use some of this quarantine time, whatever, to sit down and create. Yeah, fine. Create a budget is what I was trying to say. Y'all got any parting words? Because we got to get out of here. I ain't messing with y'all no more. Ashaunda Davis, thank you so much.
You're welcome
for coming on board. And if you could tell everybody, well, one of y'all close it out. I ain't saying that because I know I ain't got nothing to say because y'all gonna clown about my connection. I ain't messing with y'all.
Charles, close this out. Take us home.
Who, me?
Yes.
I ain't messing with y'all. Look, I'm out.
I don't normally close, so how does this even work here?
Give it your best shot with your internet system.
But Shonda, where can they find you? Because you've just been dropping the nuggets today. Where can they find you?
Absolutely. Well, I do want to pause for a second and again just say thank you. This has been a fun conversation.
Absolutely.
Fun conversation. So I love to be invited back. I can get into relationships. Trust me, I've had my fair share of relationships, the do's, the don'ts, the shall nots. But you can definitely find me. You can find me at ashaundadavis.com. You can also find me at @AD_the financial advisor on Instagram and Twitter, I believe. But definitely on Facebook, you can find me just under Ashaunda Davis. And the way you spell that is ASHAUNDA and then DAVIS. So thank you.
Cool beans. Thank you so much. And Miss Alexis, where can they find you, man?
Yes, find me on Instagram at IMMSLEXO. I am Miss Lexo. And Twitter is the real Miss Lexo. And I will see you guys and talk to you soon.
Absolutely. And Alexis, you have a podcast as well. If you want to share where they can find you there.
I do. I have a personal development podcast. It's a solo podcast, and it's can be found on Anchor, actually all platforms. And it's called A Little More of Alexis. So yeah, you can find me there.
Cool beans. And Charles, with your albums and all that, let them know.
Charles James, you can find me on Instagram @_CHARLESEN charge, Charles in charge. And on Facebook, you type in Charles James and you'll see my beard somewhere.
I'm gonna shave it off for the quarantine.
Can I also extend this to your listeners and followers as well? Mm-hmm. Financial planning is not about having a certain income level, right, or asset amount. So I definitely want to just encourage everyone, wherever you are, start with some type of financial planning. Seek out a financial advisor, counselor, coach in some regards. And if you had interest in anything that I said and you would like to at least have a consultation, I believe in adding value, even in the consultation. Okay, so you can definitely schedule a complimentary consultation using my calendar link, which you can select 2 ideal days and times, and you can click on the link. It's www.meet.so/my name, Ashaunda Davis.
Come on, so I see the little spirituality in. Come on, so. And we're gonna have you back because finances is an ongoing conversation. Yes. So thank you so much, and thank you to everybody that has supported the Understanding a Man podcast. Feel free to click on the little sponsorship button right there. Like it's over there to the right there, and click on that as you continue to support us. Thank you so much. As we have our men's conference coming up October 24th. So stay tuned for more information. You will see this lady there, all right, as well. So because we got to talk about this money, okay? Get this bag and keep the bag. You can't just get the bag. You gotta keep the bag too.
Yeah, don't throw the bag.
Get the bag, just throw the bag away. And then be back at the bottom again. Ooh,